Hi guys. A few weeks ago I started receiving requests to showcase a modding project called MERP, and I know that sounds like the sort of thing named by someone wearing a penguin t-shirt, but it actually stands for Middle-earth Role-Playing Project. And I have done a tiny bit of research but not much, so I don't know much about this project. Apparently it was a project for Oblivion, but now it is for Skyrim, and it aims to bring Lord of the Rings to Skyrim. The full story, the weapons, the items, the map apparently is going to be nine times the size of the Skyrim map, which is pretty incredible. And it's obviously a fairly major overhaul. I think it's a large team. I'm not totally sure, but it is under threat, as I said. The company Warner Brothers, or the corporation, I guess, have issued a cease and desist. Apparently, they have the exclusive rights to create games with the Lord of the Rings branding, and they are not happy about this mod. Now, I personally think they are wrong. This is not a commercial venture. I'm not totally sure whether that makes a difference though, because of course it isn't just about whether you make money off the Lord of the Rings brand, it's whether your product harms their business prospects. So what they're probably thinking is, this player-made mod comes out and we will lose business. Or perhaps it's just a knee-jerk reaction, it's automatic. Somebody who's using one of our copyrighted things, and we will stop them. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, I really do think they're, well, out of line's the wrong term, because they have the right to do this, very probably, and a lot of people may even agree with them. I just think they're completely out of touch with the new reality of the internet, of gaming in general. You know, games are coming out now that are getting easier and easier to mod. More and more people will mod them, and there will be a lot of projects like this. And a lot of these projects are just going to go underground, and they'll be released on the internet anyway, and these companies, they won't get anywhere. They're trying to, stop a tsunami by waving at it, I think. They need to get to grips with the new reality. It may be the case that exclusive commercial rights to things like this are impossible now. I mean, it just may be that. I mean, you could argue the morality of it either way. You could argue the legality of it either way. But I sort of suggest that if you can't stop it, it's probably a waste of time discussing those things. And I think this type of thing is kind of like piracy. I mean, yeah, I'm anti-piracy, but the idea that you're going to stop it permanently ever it's not going to happen. And the same is true of this. So I think companies should embrace this type of thing, maybe even support them. Get some goodwill, get some good press. Obviously, if they were making money, I would disagree. So, take that for what you will. Argue with me down below, that's fine. I'm okay with that. Keep it civil. I do appreciate that legally they probably have this right. I just think it's the wrong way to go. I think things need to change. The same way as, the music companies sort of realized they needed to change. So are game companies. So is everyone, really. It's things like this. They're going to keep happening, and there's no way they're going to stop it. Anyway, the Middle-earth Role-Playing Project people have started a petition to Warner Brothers to basically get them to rescind the cease and desist. And I will give a link to that petition and to the MERP page as well, so you guys can check it out. And if you agree with them, if you think, yeah, this is something you would like to see and you think they should be allowed to do this, go along, sign the petition, and try to get Warner Brothers to see a little bit of sense. I think they're going to have to come to realize that they're not going to stop this sort of thing. It'll almost certainly go underground. Perhaps they'll change a few names to try and get round it, although I'm not totally sure what difference that would make. things like this, it's kind of, to me, it sounds like they're trying to ban the local school from doing a school play about The Hobbit because they own the rights to it. I mean, I appreciate they don't own the rights to anything other than games, but you get the point. This seems a little silly to me. It's a player-made mod that doesn't make any money, and yes, it's using the Lord of the Rings branding. Will it harm your bottom line? Not at all. Anyone who's a Lord of the Rings fan who's gonna, because this is a massive project, so installing this mod's probably going to take a little bit of effort, and if you're willing to do that, you're probably a big Lord of the Rings fan anyway. And if Warner Brothers released a Lord of the Rings game that was good, you'd buy it because you're a fan. I know I would. So the reason I won't buy a Warner Brothers Lord of the Rings game now is because of this cease and desist. Now I feel like I don't want to buy it to send a message to them. Whereas before I would have bought it had it been a good game. And if it had been a bad game, I wouldn't have bought it, even if there was or was not a mod. So again, pointless. So that's all I've really got to say about it. There's not much to be said about it at the moment. If you agree with me, go along, support them, sign the petition. If you don't, that is also okay. And feel free to explain why below. Try to be polite. Try to put your case forward. I'm sure we'll have a great discussion about it. Okay? Anyway, thanks for listening.